Okay, hello everybody. So unfortunately, I do kind of have to speed run this because I have stuff to do. I have to get ready for this very long 24-hour shift that I have to do. So as mentioned, it's not going to be that bad, mostly because I'll be able to get some work done. So the Human video, I'll be able to do all the audio editing. I'll definitely be able to do the closed captioning. So we are going to be working, but unfortunately, tomorrow's not going to be a streaming day because I'm stuck at that desk. Thank God it's the weekend. Oh my God, thank God it's the weekend. Enough yapping, because like I said, I have to do stuff today. I'm gonna do this. I gotta study sprite animation for Golden Sun. Then I'll do a sprite animation stream. Then off to bed. Then I'll be working on stuff while I'm sitting at that desk for 5:30 to 5:30. The things I do. Okay, enough me complaining. So let's just go over section 10 one more time. So this is the mythological parallels. So I had a lot of time to think about this. So what we're gonna do after the mythological parallels, we'll get into the case studies. Then we'll do a penultimate section, then a conclusion. Okay, so eyes in the ancient world myth parallel. So obviously we have to use Medusa being the Greek parallel. Her gaze doesn't attack. This is gonna screw me up. I know it has to be there. It paralyzes, petrifies, and turns you to an object. Horror mirrors this with choices that punish attention, such as status ailments or visual impairments. Okay, Amaterasu, which is the Shinto representative. The sun goddess hides until showing her reflection. Horror uses mirrors to reveal hidden truths, corrupt identities, or self awareness that distorts the player's sense of self. And obviously, Egypt has a lot of them. I could have used Horus, but Ra just feels like the better option. And plus, I play Yu-Gi-Oh. I would love to throw Ra in there. Don't ask for Yu-Gi-Oh lore. God, please don't ask for Yu-Gi-Oh lore. Okay. Anyways, Ra as the Egyptian representative. Ra sends his eye out not to see but to destroy. This becomes divine horror, judgment you didn't know you earned from an unknowable force. Some gazes turn you to stone. Some reflect what you wish you'd never seen. Some burn the world just to reach you. That's pretty intense, but you guys get the point. Okay, so first case study is gonna be Slender, the boy. So this is okay. Section 11. Case studies. Case studies. Okay. I should use the arrival, but I guess the original was still a good thing to use. So Slender. Well, case study 1. Slender. So in a sense, Slender is great to use because it parallels Medusa. Let me see if I spell this right. Fuck, every time. It's one R. Okay. So this is the Medusa parallel, so going off of this. Don't look or die. Don't look or die. Don't look or die. The act of seeing becomes dangerous. The act of seeing becomes dangerous. You're punished for awareness itself, kind of. You're punished for awareness itself. I can't wait to play this over again. He's just a sassy tall mofo. Each gaze feels like it's drawing you closer. Drawing him closer. Wow. Okay, case study 1, Slender, The Arrival, Medusa parallel, Don't Look or Die. The act of seeing becomes dangerous. You're punished for awareness itself. Each gaze feels like it's drawing him closer. Okay. Case study 2 is the Silent Hill 3. That's actually a good one to use for Amaterasu, actually. The reason why we picked Silent Hill 3 is just in general because the whole mirror aspect. Because Heather hates mirrors. Because if you play the game, you'll know exactly why. She's Alessa, looks in the mirror, sees someone who's not her, but it is her at the same time. Or my favorite, the mirror room. That blew my mind the first. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Then I looked at the reflection. I'm like, oh, yeah, wow, that's nifty. All right, so case study 2. Case study 2. Case study 2. Silent Hill 3. Which is going to be definitely Amaterasu. All right, let's see if I butcher this. My Blaze Blue friends are going to call me out. All right. I'm not a bitch. Oh, that would be really bad. You play Blaze Blue. You should know how to spell this. Amaterasu parallel. Okay, so specifically this. Again, mirrors are, well, they don't seem like they're important for Silent Hill 3, but if you really look deep into it, you'll see mirrors are very important. For example, Heather doesn't have mirrors in her home. Why? She hates seeing her reflection. Because of what I just mentioned. Okay, so how should I word this? 6 o'clock. Okay, again, I'm not really speedrunning, but I kind of am speedrunning this just because I need to get to bed at a very decent time, or else it's gonna be a very long 24 hours at that desk. Thank God it's in this building, and thank God it's the weekend. All right, so why would somebody be afraid of mirrors? When we look ourselves in the mirror, it can reveal inner truths. Speaking of that, I'm still kind of annoyed that I really forgot about Alex Wesker, the overseer. Oh my god, that would have been perfect for this, but we got good games regardless. But still, that was the obvious one. I don't know what was going on that day. All right, and that's enough of me yapping. So mirrors can show warp realities. Show warp realities and reveal inner truths. So like I said before, mirrors are very important to Heather because she hates them. Completely and utterly hates them. There's none in her house. She even states, point blank, that I hate mirrors. Not verbatim, but obviously she's implying to the audience, you, me, that I don't like mirrors. You come to find out, yeah, there's a reason why she doesn't like mirrors, because how should I word this? I'll word this the best way I can, because the whole Mary Alessa fight, when Alessa calls Heather out for being foolish, because Alessa wants to grant Heather a peaceful death, because Heather equals Alessa equals Heather. He's like, oh, I never thought myself of a fool. Why do I resist? And Heather's like, yeah, like she calls Alessa out. It's strange calling her Alessa because they're the same person, but just because you're the same person doesn't mean you think alike. So this is why Heather, in a sense, hates mirrors, because she's seeing a reflection of herself, but there's her, then there's not her. There's two different identities right there. Okay. God, I love Silent Hill. Heather faces horror, not just from the outside, but the inside. Well, there was that one part. There was that one HD collection that had Troy Baker as James. I'm like, wow, all right, Troy Baker. That's when he was all over the place. He was Jake Mueller too. Yeah, he was Robin also. Well, Nightwing also. Troy Baker was everywhere. Let's add a third one here. And it's funny this song's playing because the Spirit Temple has a lot of mirrors in it. Spirit Temple, God, I just don't want to do it. Like that's a rabbit hole I just don't want to go. But if someone requests, I'll have to do it. It's just I just don't like retcons. This is why I tend to avoid Nintendo games when it regards to lore. Because Nintendo is very blatant in their retcons, like specifically Zelda. Like Zelda, man, I got closure when I found out that, God, shit, it's been a while. God, can I remember his name? That's how bad it is. I haven't played Zelda since Twilight Princess just because I just couldn't do it anymore from a story perspective. But the Shade, we come to find out it's young Link. Damn, you grew up salty, Link. You really grew up salty. But I don't blame him. It's like you went through all that work, you don't get the girl, and no one remembers that. No one remembers your sacrifice to save the world, which is true because of time shenanigans, which I've gone into extreme detail about. Timelines are a bitch, especially multiverse. You went through all that work and no one remembers it. But yeah, that's why I don't really go like unless someone really requests me to do like Zelda. Yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it just because it'll hurt my brain, but I'll do it regardless. I don't mind doing Metroid. Metroid's fun. I've done a few videos on Metroid. I need to do another one too. But all right, I've rambled on enough. Let's get back to this. So mirrors show warped realities and reveal inner truths. Heather faces horror not just from the outside but from the inside. So mirrors, in a sense, can show identity. By me looking at a mirror, I see myself. But it can show emotions too. Like if I know I did something stupid, I can see the guilt, identity, guilt. Or if I know I fucked up, excuse my French, I see myself and I'm like, hey, you messed up. So self-reflection in a sense. That's a good one. That's a good one. And self-reflection. So, which is kind of bad in this case because it can become a threat. So identity, guilt, and self-reflection can become. You're your own worst enemy, as usual. While I was thinking about this, I just thought of a video idea. Oh yeah, these guys were cheeky with this. I haven't done trauma for a video. Yeah, I've not done trauma. I guess that's we can definitely do trauma, I guess. I got the perfect person for that. My favorite, well, that one girl, with the foul mouth of Revelations 2, Moira. Yeah, I feel like that was the most, that was the biggest ass pull during that fight with Neil. Yeah, with that fight with Neil, when you had to choose between Moira and Claire to take out Neil. I'm like, you guys really gave no like hints that that was a thing. Which then if you shoot Neil with Claire, you get the bad ending. But the game wants you to do it with Moira so she can get over her trauma with guns. I'm like, oh, that's so mean. That's like a Clock Tower 2 struggle with Finn type of bullshit. Well, just a Clock Tower in general thing. That caught me so off guard. Because there was no implication that you had to switch at that specific moment. But oh well, you live and learn. But that's a potential for a video. But let's just finish this one first, then we can decide on that one. Okay, so mirrors can show warped realities and reveal inner truths. Heather faces horror not just from the outside, but from the inside. Identity, guilt, and self-reflection can become a threat. Okay, I think that's good. So, Resident Evil Village. Say what you will about that game, I didn't mind it. Like, I don't mind Ethan. I really don't. Like, Ethan's sassy. I know I'll get some hate for fuck. Give me 1 second. I might get some hate because of Rose. I didn't like Rose's section just because it was so. Rose's section was so like all over the place. Like it was really all over the place. I didn't. The whole Neil spirit thing. It just not Neil, but fucking. Oh my god, sorry. Ethan, sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, got my people mixed up. The whole Ethan aspect of it, with him coming back as a, in a quote, spirit guiding Rose, I'm like, wow, that's damn, Miranda. Even in death, you cannot. Even death did not stop you from catching those hands from Ethan. Holy shit! But it was good closure, but it was just weird because it's just so, it's just out of nowhere, even by Resident Evil standards. It's like we don't, that ever happens. Like we don't have people coming back from the grave and guiding protagonists. That was new. Like when you die in Resident Evil, you're straight up dead. It's just, I get it because the whole mold aspect, but shit, that was just all over the place. But hey, I don't mind Ethan. Ethan's he's sassy, extremely sassy. And don't even get started on Mia. Wow. Mia. Ethan deserved better. Ethan definitely deserved better. I'm not bashing Resident Evil Village. It's just certain characters in Resident Evil Village are just wow. Case study 3. They're all parallels. Raw parallel. So this was a good choice because Miranda, besides her Sephiroth image, because she definitely was portrayed as a Sephiroth. He, in a sense, was godlike, and I quote. I'm gonna put that in quotations actually. So Ethan is constantly pseudo. I'll be very specific. Pseudo. I can't say godlike because she's not a god. She's the way she was portrayed and how gimmicky she was, wow. Holy shit, Wesker. Damn. She constantly observed by pseudo. If I can say one thing, there's one thing I don't like about RE8. And hear me out. I'm allowed to have my opinions. Like, I still like the game. I don't mind. If I had to choose between RE0 and 8, I would play 8 in a heartbeat. But I have my own like reservations for toward RE0. I don't mind RE0. It's just not the first thing I'd play because if that's a struggle. But what I'm getting at is I don't like the fact that the way the game was promoted, it made a Lady Dimitrescu and that quote the Fly Sisters seemed like they were going to be super duper big time antagonists, but they're just all dead in like the first hour of the game. I'm like, wow, I got played. I definitely got played there because I was like, damn, all right. Shame on me for thinking otherwise, but yeah, like that caught me up. That caught me by surprise. I'm like, wow, you guys were all over the place when they were promoting this game. Then they're all done like in an hour. Like, what did you do to my daughter? It's like, wow, yeah, I know, like, shit, like they're dead. That was very fast. But hey, I'm not a game developer, that's for sure. So definitely one of my gripes of RE is just the fact that they got portrayed like they're gonna be big bads, and we're just like they're all gone like in the hour. I'm like, oh, okay, cool beans. So Ethan is constantly observed by a pseudo godlike antagonist in Miranda. She gave him a Mortal Kombat fatality too. I'm like, oh shit, damn, she did the Kano. So the fear isn't in the attack, it's in the evaluation. I gotta give it to our Resident Evil antagonists at least. They're all charismatic in their own weird way. It's in the evaluation. You can't say much about Wesker. We all know how Wesker is. He's very charismatic. Well, other games have shown you that Birkin was he was a your atypical scheming mad scientist. Well, 3 technically doesn't really have an antagonist if you really count Nikolai as the antagonist, but Nikolai was funny. Nikolai was sassy. Same thing with Outbreak. Yeah, Outbreak really did. Every scenario had, well, damn, yeah, you're right. Like decisions with Homeboy who got assassinated by Nikolai. I forgot his name. It's been a bit. I haven't Outbreak in a while. How can I forget OG Alexia? My God, that was charisma. Holy shit, that was charisma. Then they nerfed her, and I will never let that go. One of Capcom's really weird choices. I'm like, wow, you really just turned her into an Ojo-sama. She was crazy godlike complex Ojo-sama, which was great because it was executed really great, and you turned her into an Ojo-sama. I'm like, oh, all right, wow, shit. Obviously, for everybody in 4 is charismatic. They're villains. 5, yes. 6 is weird. All right, I'm derailing. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Just don't mind me. Okay. The fear isn't in the attack; it's in the evaluation. Noise. All right. Gaze. Gaze implies punishment. Gaze implies punishment. Then I should fucking spell. Gaze implies punishment from entities beyond empathy. Okay. Yeah, empathy's good. Okay. All right, so I think we're good with the case studies. So let's see. So case study 1, Slender the Arrival. I could have used... No, I'm using the 8 pages. Sorry. Whoa. 8 pages. I got my gaze mixed up. I should have used the Arrival, but it's fine. Slender, the 8 pages. Don't look or die. The act of seeing becomes dangerous. You're punished for awareness itself. Each gaze feels like you're drawing him closer. Okay. Silent Hill 3, which is an Amaterasu parallel. Mirrors can show warped realities and reveal inner truths. Heather faces horror not just from the outside, but from the inside. Identity, guilt, and self-reflection become a threat. Case study 3 is Resident Evil 8, which is the Raw parallel. Ethan is constantly observed by a pseudo-godlike antagonist in Miranda. The fear isn't in the attack, it's in the evaluation. The gaze implies punishment from entities beyond empathy. Okay. We need to do a penultimate section, then we could do the conclusion. Let's just go over everything one last time. So section 1 is the gaze as an ancient fear. Section 2 is the brains portion in it. Section 3 is Big Brother and the surveillance nightmare. Section 4 is a psychological collapse. Section 5 is you as the watcher. Section 6 is the watcher that's unseen. Section 7 is when the watcher doesn't act. Section 8 is cultural differences. Section 9 is the Weeping Angel paradox, which is going to be a very long one. Section 10 is the mythological parallels, specifically Medusa, Amaterasu, and Ra. Section 11 is the case studies, which is Slender, Silent Hill 3, and Resident Evil 8. I don't think we need. This is where I would do a horror movie analysis, but it's kind of hard getting sources now. It's so difficult to get shit. So I'll opt out on a horror movie analysis. I'll bring them back once I actually can source one to actually use. But it's really hard to get them nowadays. I'm just thinking, should we add a penultimate section, or we can just go into the conclusion? No, I think we have enough sessions. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's write a conclusion. Well, let's get started with the conclusion. Let's do a passage, then we'll go from there. In the end, in the end, in the end, in the end, the fear of being washed isn't just surveillance, danger, or violence. In the end, fear isn't just being watched. It's with the fear of being watched isn't just surveillance, danger, or violence. Okay. There's noise outside my door right now. Give me one sec. Huh, neat. Wow. Damn. I didn't think going on making a Reddit account and going on the Golden Sun Reddit and showing what I've been doing would gain so much traction. I'm like, hey, I tend to I stray away from forums. Like I have a Discord just to talk with my old fighting game buddies, but I try to stray away from like forums because I don't want to get in trouble at work. I used to do Twitch, but I'm barred from doing Twitch because of a situation that happened. Long story short, nah, I probably shouldn't say it. Long story short, I got in trouble by someone online that did not understand that I'm in the military. I can only play when I'm available to play. Like my job here takes top priority over gaming. This is my livelihood. They got me in trouble at work because they kept on messaging me to play video games, and this is a person I used to play Resident Evil Outbreak with on Twitch. So work found it as a safety concern, so got barred on doing Twitch. But YouTube's fine though. So I mean, that's what it is. But yeah, like I stray away from like forums and stuff like that. Like I'm fine with having Discord, just communicating with my old fighting game buddies. But I got told, hey, make a Reddit account, just go show what you've been doing on Golden Sun sprite animation, and I didn't think it was gonna get that much like input, but people like it, so I'm like, hey, it looks like I'm using my old sprite animation skills and putting it to work, even though I'm far beyond the times, that's for sure. Like, God. Okay, back to this. In the end, the fear of being watched isn't just surveillance, danger, or violence. It's about recognition, about the possibility that something has looked into you and understood. So, horror makes the mirror. Wait, yeah, horror makes the mirror. No, horror makes the gaze feel like a mirror we can't escape. What is all that noise up there? Horror makes the gaze feel like a mirror we can't escape. So, it reflects not what it reflects not what we want to see. We want to see. It reflects what we want to see, not what we want to see. What we've hidden. In the end, the fear of being watched isn't just surveillance, danger, or violence. It's about recognition, about the possibility that something has looked into you and understood. Horror makes the gaze feel like a mirror we can't escape. It reflects not what we want to see, but what we've hidden. It reveals guilt, shame, weakness, and truths that terrify us more than any monster. Okay, that's good. I like that. All right, so in the end, the fear of being watched isn't just surveillance, danger, or violence. It's about recognition, about the possibility that something has looked into you and understood. Horror makes the gaze feel like a mirror we can't escape. It reflects not what we want to see, but what we've hidden. It reveals guilt, shame, weakness, and truth that terrifies more than any monster. Okay, let's give some examples, then we can wrap this up. So, fear of being watched. The fear of being watched is more than instinct. More than instinct. I'm going to use a strong word here. The fear of being watched is more than instinct. Threat to identity. Safety and sanity. Okay, that's good. The fear of being watched is more than instinct. It's a violation, a threat of identity, safety, and sanity. So, horror games know how to twist, to twist this fear, which forces you to question, what the watcher wants. What the watcher wants, and what you may reveal, and what you might reveal. You might reveal. Okay. The fear of being watched is more than an instinct. It's a violation, a threat to identity, safety, and sanity. Horror games know how to twist this fear, which force you to question what the watcher wants, and what you might reveal. Okay, so let's do a question. Horror games make us feel seen. What is inside of us? What is inside of us that we are so terrified to show? If horror games make us feel seen, what is inside of us that we are so terrified to show? Damn. Good. In the end, fear of being watched isn't just surveillance, danger, or violence. It's about recognition, about the possibility that something has looked into you and understood. Horror makes the gaze feel like a mirror we can't escape. It reflects not what we want to see, but what we've hidden. It reveals guilt, shame, and weakness, and truths that terrifies more than any monster. The fear of being watched is more than instinct. It's a violation, a threat to identity, safety, and sanity. Horror games know how to twist this fear, which force you to question what the watcher wants and what you might reveal. If horror games make us feel seen, what is inside of us that we are so terrified to show? Okay, let's go over everything one last time. Again, like I mentioned before, unfortunately tomorrow is not a streaming day because I have a 24-hour shift at the desk. So I'll be working on the Human Echo video, finishing audio and closed captioning. I'll have that released by Monday. Definitely not Sunday because I'm gonna be knocked out. So section 1, the gaze is an ancient fear. Section 2 is the brain aspect of it, specifically the Amygdala. Section 3 is Big Brother and surveillance. Section 4 is a psychological collapse. Section 5 is you as the watcher. Section 6 is the unseen watcher. Section 7 is when the watcher doesn't act. Section 8 is the cultural differences. Section 9 is the weeping angel paradox, which is gonna be a trip. Okay. Section 10 is the myth parallels, specifically Greek, Shinto, and Egyptian. Medusa being Greek, Amaterasu being Shinto, and Ra being Egyptian. Case study is section 11, which is going to be Slender, the 8 pages, which is a Medusa parallel. Case study 2, Silent Hill 3, which is an Amaterasu parallel, a big one. Section 3 is Resident Evil 8, which is the Ra parallel, specifically with Miranda. And the conclusion. So, we did good. Definitely did good. So, on Monday, possibly Monday, depending on how I feel Sunday after my shift, I'll get started on the script writing for this. So after Battler, I will definitely get this won't be uploaded yet. Like we'll take our time with the script just because there's a lot of things that we have to go over with this. So script writing will start on Monday. That's what we'll do. Script writing for this will start on Monday. Then as usual, I take requests. This one's on my to-do list because I needed to do this like a long time ago. I've just been holding it off. But if anybody has any requests, just let me know. Requests take top priority. 9 times out of 10, I will probably have the facts and the lore. Besides that, take care. I gotta go study some sprite animation on Adobe Animate. See y'all later. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on Sunday for some streams.